Hi, welcome to another one of my diary sessions, right? I thought it's about time you see my face. Never mind the hair. Don't judge the hair. Listen, it was blonde at first, and there was no way I was gonna walk out of that salon or hairdresser looking the way I was. It actually wasn't blonde, it was gold. Like, it was terrible. So this is the new me. Hi. Yeah, it was really going to be a quick one. And then we got the unfortunate news of Riky Rick passing away. And I can right from the get-go tell you that I'm not a massive or a huge fan of hip-hop. However, I did have the opportunity to meet him years ago. Actually, it was about 4 or 5 years ago. I was at an event in Sandton, and I was doing some photography there. And he's a genuinely, it's even weird just saying this, but he was a genuinely nice guy. But funny story, I think he was really just coming up then, and no one really understood his fashion sense, right? And even that day, he was like dressed like, it was just like, only he could pull it off. And I can just imagine how, look how far that took him with his career. Not only was he big in the music industry, but also in the fashion industry. But for the most part, I think more than anything, the reason I'm mentioning him is only because I feel that he is, or rather he did so much, for artists coming up. And I'm a real big supporter for people who are willing to go the extra mile, even though they don't need to. The fact that he just created such an amazing platform for new upcoming artists, to just get their work out there, to be heard, is really what I think hurts the most about this. So to his friends, to his family, to his fans, I can't imagine what you're going through, especially considering, you were supporting his career throughout. But I just want to say respect to him, for all that he has done. And I know even with Rolling with Lebo Magolejo, that's really what I'm trying to do here, is putting artists on. And, when you come across people who have the resources, people who have the funds, the budget, the connections, it makes it so much easier, So I really just do appreciate him. But also, speak of Rolling with Lebo Magolejo, I had the privilege of interviewing a really, really amazing, multi-talented gentleman by the name of Vusi Africa. He's a writer and director. And when I interviewed him on Rolling with Lebo Magolejo at the time, he had just released a film called Letters of Hope. And now he has, or rather he's dropping the much anticipated film called Surviving Gaza. I've really been looking forward to watching it. It's literally, I don't know, if you haven't seen it all over your social media, then I don't know who you're following, because literally the marketing team has been doing such a great job. And I'm really so proud of the two, Naledi Bokhatwi and Vusi Africa, who are the face and I guess the founders of Trial by Media Films, right? So I'm really keen on sharing how, one, you can watch this film dropping on the 24th of February. But first, let us catch up with Naledi Bokhatwi, right, who is not only the executive producer and producer of the film, but she is also the co-writer of the film. And let's just hear what she has to say about their film, Surviving Gaza.
I'm Naledi Bokhatwi, and I am a co-writer and producer for this film, Surviving Gaza. On Surviving Gaza, we had a very prepared director. Him and his DOP they knew exactly what they were doing when they were doing it, right? So he delivered at 101%, and we had to now match him as a production, because the production was so big. So it was actually very, very great to know that he was not willing to drop scenes We didn't drop scenes unnecessarily unless, it's about the sun. And he always made sure that we actually go back to that scene and shoot it and get it in the can. So that was the most amazing thing about our director on Surviving Gaza. He always made sure that everything is in the can. The development process of Surviving Gaza was very long because the story's been written already about a year ago, and now when we got into the relationship with the EP and the broadcaster, the whole process started over from scratch. So you now had to lose everything we had and start over and look at it in a fresh perspective. So it took about a good 3 months to 4 months of just developing this properly before we went into production, because we even had to push production by a month later, just so that we know that we've tied every story detail for the film. So it took about a good 3 to 4 months before we went into production, just now with the broadcaster. And before that, the whole process took about a year. So it's a year and 4 months of development. With how the film looks now, it's definitely worth the wait. It looks very beautiful on screen. Gaza is a place we've never seen, and I think it's gonna resonate with a lot of people, the old generation and the young generation, because we all have a dream that we want to achieve, and Gaza is about that. It's about surviving, the odds and getting to a point where you get to live the dream. So that's I think this is a movie worth waiting for, worth watching, and I think a lot of people are going to resonate and connect with it, even on a personal, on an entertainment level as well. My biggest highlight on set, oh my word, I have two. I think it's Papi's story was one of my biggest highlights. I think that day when we shot, we had a lot of big actors on set the day, and it was I can't even say it, but the production value there was like really also huge, and we were working against time, so to know that we only had a little bit or a limited amount of time to burn a shack, to burn a whole house, was like, oh my god. The planning, the running around, I think that was my biggest highlight. Another one was day one. Day one was also a big day. We also had a huge actor on set, and the production value there as well was very tough. So it was huge to have a huge big bonanza extravaganza competition happening was the biggest highlight for me. I think those are the things that I think when we speak to highlights, for me it's always about production value, what makes the film the film. So that was the biggest two highlights for me on set.
eVOD. Download now from Google Play or the App Store.
And this is how you can watch the film, right? So the film will be released on eVOD, and I mean VOD stands for Video on Demand, right? So it's an application or a platform by ETV, putting on artists and established filmmakers like, Vusi Africa and Naledi. And yeah, so this is how you can go about doing it. It depends on which operating system you use on your phone, right? So you can get hold of the app on App Store, which is for Apple. And then you can also, if you're using an Android phone like myself, that I'm also recording from, you can download the app eVOD on Play Store as well, right? So that's where I downloaded it. So you literally go on Play Store and then you type eVOD, and then the app is going to pop up, and naturally you are going to then, I think it's download or install, right? So you're going to install the app, and then you're just going to wait a few minutes, not even minutes, I think it was about 1 minute if I'm not mistaken, but I'm going to try speed this up. So once it's done installing, you're literally going to go onto the app, and it's going to ask for your signing in details or signing up, and you are just going to jot in your cell phone number, right? And after you jot in your cell phone number, you're literally going to take it from there. You're going to go onto the platform itself and you will see Surviving Gaza. If you don't, I guess you can also just quickly go into the search bar and search Surviving Gaza, and there you go. Oskalatela, man, like, you know, keep up with the times, and yeah, don't want to jump on the film when it's doing great things, or like it's making headlines, like it's not already. It really is. I'm just really trying to say, before the guy wins an Oscar, let's support artists, you know, let's do the most while we still can. It's enough that we have, or had rather, people like your Riky Rick who are putting on other artists, but you know, let's also support where we can, right? So the platform is there. Let's really watch the film. Let's enjoy it. It's a film for South African people. It's a film for artists in general. It's a film for lovers of film. It's a film for filmmakers. It's a film for everybody. It's a film for, you know, those who are growing up in townships and you're trying to find a way out, or a way to survive terrible circumstances. But I know I can't wait to watch the film. And yeah, I'm gonna leave you with the trailer, and if you do manage to come back, please maybe comment in the section down below and tell me what you thought of the feature film. Tell me what you thought of Surviving Gaza. I have no doubt you're gonna enjoy this.
Nizwile bathi nje igame umdu ija ekwaito iza like mhlambe sinomdu
asinayo i-tape recorder.
Phuzi leli thuba lakho.
Ngingangitshela litho ngomphetho womvumo loyo.
hayi mina ngithi singayibhathu
Wenze.
Uvela lo mnyakeni.